Hello, and welcome to this IBM SPSS Statistics video. Today, we wanted to show you how to build stack tables and web reports in custom tables. This video is part of a video series. The video series is called IBM SPSS Custom Tables. There are 4 videos in the video series. The first one shows you how to get started with custom tables. Then we show you how to run chi-square tests in custom tables. Then how to run t-test and build bar charts. And finally, how to build stack tables and web reports. So today we will show you how to build a stack table, how to add layers, how to highlight relevant information, and also how to export. So it's easy to export from your output to another file. So at the end of today's session, you should be able to build tables and charts in a more succinct and clear way. So why use custom tables? Throughout this video series, we've highlighted the fact that custom tables is quick and easy to use. And it's easy to use because you drag and drop and build your table interactively. You can also preview the table before you run it. You can combine multiple variables in one table. You can control the information that comes into your table. You can create subcategories. You can create new categories in the table. And of course, you can conduct statistical testing. So I'm now in statistics, and I'm using a data file called survey_sample.sav. This file is installed with statistics. So if you go to the location where you've installed statistics and you find the samples folder, you will find this file in there with a number of other demo data files. So I'll start on the Analyze menu. I'll select Tables, and I will select Custom Tables. I'll reset, clear everything out. And there's a series of questions that I have in my data. There are 6 questions, and they asked respondents to rate their confidence in finance, business, education, the press, medicine, and television. I'll just drag these across, and I'll click OK. What you see is I get a very long table. I have each question, one stacked on top of the other. And then I have the 3 response categories. Now there's a much easier way to show this. So I want to go back into custom tables. I'm going to come down to category position. And I'm going to ask to show row labels and columns. And I'll click OK. And now I've got a much more compact table. So I have the questions down the left-hand side, and I have the response categories in the columns. I want to go back into custom tables because what I'd like is to have a row percent. So I'll bring that across. I'll do some editing on the label. And I'm going to apply it to all. And I can preview my table. And I've also decided that I don't want to bring in the count. So I'll apply that to all the questions. And now I'll click OK. So now, again, I've got a very compact table, and I'm looking at row percent. And I notice, for example, that if I'm looking at the hardly any, so respondents who have hardly any confidence, it's particularly high when I look at confidence in the press and confidence in television. One of the things that I can do is if I right-click and select all of my questions, so I've selected all of the row variables, and I go into categories and totals, I can create a new category in my table. So I'll create a new category called difference. And I'm taking the difference between a great deal of confidence and hardly any. I'll click continue. I want to sort this. I'll click apply. Again, I can see the preview of my table, and I'll click OK. And again, what I see in the difference column is that I have some negative values. Again, if we look at those negative values, we see that they reflect the fact that for press and for television, respondents have hardly any confidence as compared to a great deal of confidence. And what I'd like to do is highlight those negative values. In order to do that, I'll go back into Custom Tables, click on the Options tab, select Table Style. I'll select Custom Table, all data cells, my condition. I'll select based on the following conditions, and I want it to be less than 0. And I'll click Continue. For formatting, I'll click on the right-hand side of the format cell, and I want to select Apply New Formatting, and I'll select a highlight color, and then I will click OK. And now you see these negative cells are now highlighted in red, and that's very useful. It's good to know that you can highlight cells in your custom table because they jump out at you very quickly when you see the table. If I go back into custom tables, I can also add a layer. So I will come down and I'll bring up a question about where respondents are getting their news from. Here they're asked if they get the majority of their news from the internet. And I'll click OK. Now this gives me the layered table. To see the layers, I'll double click. And I'll select yes. And I can select no. And I can see the difference. Now, if I want to export that table, I'll right-click and I'll select Export. I want to export it as a PDF document. So you can see here, I'm selecting the type. And if we look at the drop-down menu, you've got Excel, HTML, PowerPoint, text, Word. So I will say PDF. Select the location. The Change Options button, I want to export all layers. In that table, we've got 2 layers, yes and no. I want to make sure I export those. I'll click Continue. I also want to open the containing folder, so I'll click OK. And now you can see that I've exported both layers. So these are my respondents who do not get news from the internet. These are those who do. And again, I can compare the differences. Of course, you may want to pick up some of your output. I'll take the labor force status table. I'll highlight the table of counts. And then I'll pick up, for example, the row proportion or the row percentage table. All of these are highlighted in my output, and I'll just right-click and I'll select Export. Again, I can export it to an HTML file. I'll click OK. And again, you can see I've exported it out, and I have it there. And now I've easily exported my output. So again, remember, you can export your output to HTML, you can export it out to Word, you can export it out to PowerPoint and to PDF and to text. So you've got lots of options for exporting. So that's everything we wanted to show you today. To learn more, you can go to the tutorial section of the Learning Hub on our website. You can contact us at spssadmin@version1.com. You can phone us. And please check out our website at www.spssanalyticspartner.com. Thanks for watching today, and bye for now.